What's your read today on what's happening in Gaza?
Well, it's pretty clear that at this stage, neither side is prepared to make any sort of concessions. The Israelis least of all, because they feel, I think, that the window of opportunity for them to finish the military task ahead of them is narrowing quite fast. It's interesting that Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, in talks with Joe Biden, the US President, spoke of 3 to 4 weeks to get the job done, whereas at the same time his national security advisor is talking about weeks, possibly even months. But there is no doubt, I think, that the Israeli government is conscious of the fact that the pressure from particularly the United States, but also the rest of the international community as well, is getting stronger. Some reports are saying that the Americans are saying they've got until the end of the year or till the start of the new year, perhaps the end of the first week in January at the most. In other words, Israel knows that the pressure is really on. If it wants to finish the military task it's set itself in Gaza, it's got very little time to do it. Hence the sort of statements we've seen from Netanyahu about, it's the beginning of the end for Hamas, that they're surrendering. Hamas, for its part, says that's not the case. They're still fighting. They've destroyed a lot of Israeli vehicles, 180 according to them. But there's no doubt at all that this is a very tough battle. The Israelis say they've lost 101 men dead, something close now to 600 wounded. And it's getting tougher and tougher every day as the aerial bombardment gives way to much more house-to-house fighting.
Rob, so that is the situation then in Gaza itself today. But of course, what's happening there is having a huge impact in the occupied West Bank where you are today. You're in the city of Nablus. There's a general strike today. People there protesting the attacks on fellow Palestinians in Gaza. Just give us a sense of kind of the atmosphere today in Nablus.
Well, Nablus is sort of at the heart of the Palestinian community in the West Bank, large city of about 200,000 people. And normally where I'm standing in the center of the city, there would be thousands of people. I'm just a few steps away from the main marketplace, which normally is buzzing with activity. Today, there's hardly anybody. The market is completely empty. And that's because the people of Nablus, like everyone in the Palestinian West Bank, have decided to go on strike today as a gesture of solidarity with the people of Gaza, what they're calling a genocide by Israel in Gaza. And they've called for solidarity with them from people around the world as well. So today we've got, taxi drivers are on strike, the shopkeepers are on strike, university professors are on strike, the banks are on strike. Nothing really is moving at all. No restaurants, no cafes. What they're calling for, first of all, is an end to the fighting, a ceasefire. They know it's going to be hard to get, but that's what they're calling for, and they're hoping that once that is achieved, then the Palestinians can start looking to their political goals with Israel, in particular a two-state solution.